everyone, it is me, TF2 of course, and here we have a commentary, Team Fortress 2 commentary on Kong King. We're using the Soldier, we have the strange Carbonado rocket launcher, the gunboats, and of course my strange market gardener. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about Steam. So, is it good? Is it bad? I hear a lot of mixed opinions about Steam, so I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, including my own opinions. So we're going to start with the pros. So first of all, Steam offers an easy, accessible community. When you open up Steam, like when I look at the game that I'm usually playing, which is Team Fortress 2, shows all the friends that are playing, a bunch of the friends that have played like recently. It's not hard to go and see who I need to see. If I need to talk to Tommy for blah 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 reason, then I can easily do that. And it's not hard to really navigate around. You could easily just go to another game on the home page for the library. There are the community profiles. Those aren't hard to navigate. I mean, the newer ones are a little bit tougher, but they're not really that bad. I mean, you could still figure out where everything is, and it's good that they made something that everyone can easily get used to, and something that's not hard in general. Where if you look at something like YouTube, for example, they keep changing. Like, Steam changes a lot of things, but the difference between that and YouTube is that YouTube makes it harder and less convenient. They're saying they're making it more convenient, but it's just getting more streamlined and condensed into just about one page, where with YouTube's sense, to be honest, the complexity of what it used to be is a bit better. I wanted my channel page to look like a channel page, not almost identical to the home page. Anyway, so it's easy, like that was one pro. So alright, so the next one is it's easy to assort and order games. So like I said from the first pro, it's not hard at all to navigate and put games wherever you want. You have all your icons on your desktop or wherever you keep them, however way you get to play your games. They are just right there staring you in the face, not hard to manage at all. So, the next pro is the Steam Market. Now, when the Steam Market came out, I thought it was a stroke of genius. And, like, say in Team Fortress, you have a genuine Wilson weave, for example, that you wanted to sell. You don't like how it looks. Personally, I don't really like how it looks too much, but I'll keep it anyway. Genuine Wilson weave, and you don't want it. So you can sell it on the market for money. That's perfect, and you could probably go buy something else from the Manco store or anything else of that matter. That makes perfect sense. Plus, if you think blah 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 however many keys for any kind of salvage crate or unusual, and you can find one for a good enough price, it's probably cheaper than what it would to buy all the keys to buy it. And I've seen like crates on there for like 2 cents. So it makes everything much easier. Sure that you can find crates, but regardless, 1 or 2 cents, they don't matter that much. So the market, genius. So next pro is that they manage a nice store. The Steam store, like the store itself where you buy games, I personally like it. I didn't use it too much. I didn't really buy that many games. But like, for example, last year when I bought The Binding of Isaac and Wrath of the Lamb, when I first got them, it was easy to get to. Like, it was on the summer sale, so it was like on one of the front pages. But once again, it's not really hard to navigate around, and pretty simple to just go and do whatever you need to. Mostly, I'm pretty sure the summer sale is over, but mostly, if you just look it up, it'll be there for you. It's not hard to navigate through. So finally, for pros, we have the Steam Workshop. The Steam Workshop, what do I have to say about it? It's smart. It's a perfect way of expressing what you want to see in a game. And with a game like Team Fortress 2, you see stuff that are from the Steam Workshop all over the place. Hell, what I'm wearing in this gameplay, the Kringle collection, that was community created. That was chosen from the Steam Workshop in, I believe, 2011 Australian Christmas. That was chosen and brought into the game. So the good thing about Steam Workshop is you can get so many more items. Robotic Boogaloo, everything is community made. in conjunction with the Steam Workshop. Everything from this past summer update, all the hats, all of that, Steam Workshop, everything. So it gives a nice flavor and it gives a nice say from the people of what they want to put in a given game. Mostly for Team Fortress 2, is what you would see a lot. So those are the pros of Steam. So it makes Steam looks pretty good. So now we're going to go into the cons. So the first con, and I don't know if this happens to anyone else except for me, but for me, when I double click on the icon on my desktop, it takes like 5 million years for it to actually open. I don't know. Oh, there's a little market garden right there. That was nice. Anyway, it takes forever to load. I double click it and it takes a good minute or two to actually open up and get ready. It shouldn't really take that long. It's just one simple page. If I double click it, it should just be open like that, don't you think? I don't exactly know the speed of my computer. I could go figure that out sometime, but I know I have a pretty good computer that was built to take space, to use up, you know, to have a lot of space on it. So I don't know. I don't know if that happens to you guys. Let me know if it does. But if not, then I guess that's just me. But that is still a con. And it also takes forever to navigate. Like, sure, it's easy to navigate, but it takes a while. You click on a tab and it takes a while for it to load. So that's a con for me. Alright, the next one is going to get into a little bit of a personal story for mine. The next con is the fact that they do not have a helpful support at all whatsoever. So here's the story once again. I uploaded the video a long time ago, back in December. It was called Steam Sucks, where what happened was my friend, he had a bunch of items that he wanted to transfer to his secondary account. So he asked me if I could, where he wanted me to transfer those items onto his secondary account. So he would give the items to me, and I would give them back to his secondary account. So what Steam thought, that apparently, what I didn't know, what he didn't tell me at all, he told me that the items were scammed. Or, well, Steam told me the items were scammed, not he. He didn't say anything. Steam told me the items were scammed, so apparently I got a trade ban for it, and he didn't get anything until months after everything was over. He did eventually, but it took them a while. So then why me if apparently he had all the scammed items first? I was just taking them to his own other account, where Steam might have thought that that secondary account might have been a completely different person. I don't know for sure. But, so I contacted Steam, I'm like, hey, what the hell's going on here? And it took them 2 weeks to actually reply to me and tell me that apparently the items were scammed. So a bullshit reply, it took them 2 weeks to tell me that. That's ridiculous. So, that was bullshit, and after a while of me like saying this is stupid and them just going like they really just said, like, in a nutshell, they said there's nothing you can do about it and you just have to wait it out. So I thought that wasn't fair. And then after the trade ban got lifted, I was on trade probation, which means whenever I traded with someone, it said this guy was recently trade banned. And that went on for like months until like March of this year. And I still thought that was bullshit. But after like they kept saying whatever, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So their support did not help me to solve my problem, did not hear what I had to say and take it into consideration. Horrible support on my part from that story there. So the next con, they made some unnecessary changes, only some. Not as bad as something like YouTube where they keep changing everything and making it harder to adapt. With Steam, like, look at something like Big Picture. What is really the point of Big Picture? If you want to full screen it or make it look different, I guess that's okay, but why is it really needed? Everything was fine the way it was, so that just takes up space, I guess. Something also that they did that leads into the next con is that with Steam trading, it lags a lot. and it constantly like loses connection, and like whenever I'm trying to trade with someone, a good chunk of the time I try to trade and then I lose connection, so I have to send the request again and do it again, and then sometimes that happens consecutively. So it makes everything harder. So honestly, if you kept everything to their own in-game trading, unless they didn't have one, like Team Fortress for example, there was in-game trading and that was perfectly fine. It never lagged on me, never did any of that, and then when they switched to Steam trading, it was a bit easier that you could trade like things from different games to things from different games, but it lags and it disconnects and it is totally pointless. So that's 2 cons covered right there on how Steam trading is all messed up. So our final con here is that it's really buggy. Now, in the comment section of that Steam Sucks video, there's a lot of people complaining and whining pretty much about why they don't like Steam and what's happened to them, and a lot of them say it either crashes or deleted their games or something ridiculous like that. So I guess that leads one to believe that Steam is really buggy, and that is sort of true, where it takes a while to load things and stuff disconnects. And I remember there was a recent update to Team Fortress about 2 days ago. Today's the 26th of July, so on the 24th there was an update, and I needed to download it so I could play and record some footage. So I tried to open it, and then Steam just said checking for updates, and it would not let me do anything. It would take, like, I left it on for like 10 minutes, came back and it was still doing that. So what I had to do was I had to go into Task Manager and close Steam and then open it back up again. So I don't know why it does that. So it's really buggy and really messed up. So those are your pros, those are your cons, those are everything they were discussing here. So personally, I don't like Steam that much, despite how the pros and cons sort of equal out at 5 and 5. But to be honest, like, if there was something that was either like a lot or even barely better than Steam, I would probably use it, because ever since that incident with the whole trade banning thing, I sort of lost faith in like how their officials run it or how they represent it. I sort of lost a good chunk of faith in them. So I don't know, they weren't helpful, and they just sort of left me in the dust right there. But those are just my opinions. I mean, I would still use Steam, but if something better came along, I would switch. So those are my thoughts. So you can leave your thoughts on Steam, if it's good or if it's bad, in the comments down below, and let me know if you really like it and why, or if you hate it and why, or if you're on my boat and only dislike it a bit. So I'll see you guys later.